Our time in Thailand has come to an end for now. After weeks of temples, markets, and island adventures, we're off to explore another country. We're boarding the brand new sleeper train from Bangkok to Vientiane to visit Laos for the very first time. Join us as we ride in a second-class AC sleeper and show you what the journey is really like.
Welcome to Thailand, my friend. Hello. Kabi, where you go?
We're going to Lao.
Lao, yeah.
Alright, we're going in the other way.
Okay. Things are off to a great start.
Take two. It's currently in this exact second that Jess hit record, the sign just changed in front of us that actually shows our train coming soon. So we're train 133. We are supposed to be leaving here in like 15 minutes, and the sign has said nothing. But now, I think we're starting to line up. Yeah, boarding soon.
Everyone's starting to line up.
In the next minute, I guess, we're going to be getting on the train, and the train is going to take about 12 hours to Laos.
And we're actually taking the new train, so it's only been since, I think, July 2024 is what I read. I believe once we arrive, it's going to be at a brand new train station on the other end, too.
At some point, we have to get off the train and go through customs, and then we get back on the train.
And it's a direct international train. There's another train that you can take that actually stops at the border, and then you have to get across the border and then get some other form of transportation on the other side.
Yeah.
But this one actually takes you to the border crossing. I think you get off the train and go through like border security or whatever, and then you get back on the same train in your same seats, and it takes you the rest of the way to Vientiane.
And this time I'll make sure to keep an eye on the time so that we don't not get off at the right stop, and next thing you know, we're 7 cities away 2 hours later. So
if you don't know what we're talking about, you'll have to look back at one of our previous videos of our sleeper train to Krabi from Bangkok. It was interesting.
It was stressful.
Yeah.
I'm still shell-shocked from
Yeah.
it. All right, let's get going. I think we found our seats. When we first got in, there's a bit of confusion because on the outside of the car it's printed 2, but they classified as car 3. So when we came in to grab our seats, there was another 2 guys here, and there was some confusion because they were supposed to be in car 2, lower berth. We were technically in car 2, lower berth, but it was actually 3. So once we sorted that out, they moseyed on off to their new car.
And I was somewhat concerned that we were somehow still going to be wrong and they were going to come back, but so far so good. We are right next to the washroom, which is sort of good because I tend to get up a lot in the night, but I'm also slightly concerned on how loud that's going to be throughout the night because I don't know if you've noticed from the footage so far, but there's no actual door to the rooms. There's just curtains that close off each of the beds to the outside. Dave's got to construct his curtains. It's like IKEA curtains. Some assembly required. There's 2 toilets, and at this point they both have toilet paper, so that's good. And then there's 2 sinks with some hand soap, which isn't always guaranteed that there's soap, so that's nice. And yeah, relatively clean and smell-free at this point. We'll see how it is after 12 hours. Probably going to use it soon so that I can have at least one decent trip to the washroom before things get started. But it's definitely different than the train that we took south because that one, you went to the bathroom on it and it just emptied out onto the tracks. This is an actual flush toilet, so yeah, you can definitely tell it's a newer train. And this is how close we are to the bathroom.
The train's officially started moving now. It actually left on time, which is always great to see. And the blankets just came around. It's incredibly hot outside. The AC is incredibly cold inside. So I'm very cold right now. The temperature in here says 21 degrees. So it's a little like, it's like a little comforter. nice. For a second, I thought it was going to be way too small. As I'm sure has come up multiple times in videos that you may or may not have seen from us, I'm 6'4", so usually when it comes to sleeping anywhere, I'm always usually pretty cramped. So it's time to find out if you yourself will fit. First things first, my feet are flat against the wall and I have about an inch of space. So this compartment, if you're about 6'5", you're good to go. Also, the blanket, incredible. I would say as far as train travel goes, this is by far the biggest compartment I've ever slept in. So this is amazing. Ooh, and the pillows are nice too. I think I'm gonna get some good sleep on this train. This is nice. I'm really actually happy about this. I don't fit anywhere. This is huge. If this is the first thing you sleep on after you leave Canada, or the United States or Germany, it may be a little rough. But if this is the bed that you've slept on, now that we're 3.5 months into our trip, this is comfortable. I could sleep on this. I'll give this train, so far, 10 out of 10, max. Nothing could make this better. I could use some snacks. So, 9 out of 10. As far as comfort goes, 10 out of 10.
So this doesn't happen very often, if at all. I don't remember the last time I've had a lower berth. When we normally book tickets, we end up with like a lower and an upper, and I always take the upper because I'm smaller. And typically the upper berth is a smaller space. And we can't really show you the upper ones because the train was just filled very quickly, but it's pretty typical. There's no railings, just 2 little straps to try and keep you in your seat. There's lots of storage up above where everybody's bags are, because unlike pretty much any other train we've ever been on, there's basically no storage available under the seats. The bed feels like it's like a foam pad sitting on top of the seat. Not too bad, pretty comfy. Also got a blanket and this pillow. Most pillows are not really like full size when you're on a train, so this is pretty exciting, and it smells nice and clean. Also smells very fresh and clean. There's 2 hooks, and there's 2 on the upper berth as well, hanging from the ceiling. And then you've got a little table that folds down. I don't really think we're going to use that or put anything on it, because I feel like whatever you put on it is just going to slide right off. And then each of the beds also has a little light that not only you can turn on, but you can actually control the brightness of it, which is pretty cool. And I feel like it gets pretty bright. I definitely say it's worth trying to get a lower bunk. I don't really know how you go trying to do that. We just happened to get 2 lower berths. We booked through 12 Go, so you can't pick, which is why we both ended up with upper berths on our last train. But this one we just happened to both get lower berths, which was amazing. I think if you book directly with the train company, then you can choose. So if you have the choice, go lower. Like, look at all this extra room. It's great.
Each room has 2 power outlets, one for the upper bunks to share and one for the lower.
I'm pretty happy with this setup. This is pretty sweet.
We spent all day today trying to find me a sleep mask, and I couldn't find one at all. But then at the train station, I found a place that sold eye masks, and this is actually surprisingly a really good quality mask. I think especially for this train, since it seems like the lights don't turn off, just pick yourself up a sleep mask. Yeah, this is gonna be good.
Okay, first of all, I'm incredibly impressed with how bright this light is. I was not expecting it to actually make a difference once I turned it on. Actually, it's kind of bright. I'm going to turn it down. There, that's better. Now that I'm all situated in here, I just wanted to make a point that it's important to kind of pack strategically when you're getting on the train. Our big bags are up top, so it's really hard to be able to access that to get anything out. So I packed some long pants and a long shirt just in case it got cold, as well as snacks and water. So I'm feeling pretty set up down here. Pretty much don't have to leave until I have to go to the bathroom.
It's now just past 7 in the morning. Honestly, a really good night's sleep. I got a solid 6 hours, and now we're just kind of waiting. We should be to the border by about 8:15 in the morning.
So we just got back on the train after going through Thai immigration to leave the country. So we all had to get off the train once we got to the station. You could leave our big bags on board, but we decided to bring our smaller bags with us just because they have more important things in there. Basically, you get off of the train and you immediately get put into a line to go through customs.
Probably took about 20 minutes in the line. You just go up to the window, they just look at your passport, they stamp you out. They normally ask you to do like a hand scan and take a photo, and then that's it. And that's just leaving Thailand. So now we've gotten back on the train, and then we'll be taking the rest of the way to Vientiane, and then I believe we'll go through immigration passport control again once we arrive in the city and get off the train for the final time. I actually had an amazing sleep. That was really unexpected. I noticed though, as soon as the train started moving and we got kind of into bed last night, that it was so much quieter than any other night train that we've been on before. You could still hear some noises, but it wasn't like, you know, the train tracks were in the room with you. And then obviously it still rocked a bit, but it wasn't like crazy. I think I only woke up a couple of times, and that's mainly because when it stops, there's kind of a bit of a jerking motion. I feel pretty well rested. I could always sleep more, but yeah, I'm really happy with how the sleep went. I think this is the best night's sleep I've ever had on a train. It was great. Country number 32. We just crossed the Friendship Bridge from Thailand, so we are officially in our 32nd country of Lao.
Once we got back on the train from the Thai passport immigration situation, getting stamped out, went to use the bathroom again, and it's pretty clean. And now we may officially be getting off the train in Lao.
Thank you.
All right, so this is the situation. We got off the train, we got in, we had our e-visas already purchased online and printed. So we had the physical paper. Even if you have an e-visa, you have to line up at the line where it says apply for e-visa. You're gonna give them the visa, your passport, and your entry card, which you're given just as you get off the train. And then they're going to tell you to line up at line number 2. You line up at the second line, at which point they hand you back your passport, which has your stamp in it, your visa information, and they rip off the departure piece. I'm going to guess you're going to want to keep that for when you depart the country. You get everything, you walk over to another guy, you show him your passport, so he confirms that you've been stamped into the country, and you just have to go through. There's no bag checks, there's no scanner. From there, you're kind of just in the middle of what looks to be a pretty new train station. As you walk in to your right, there's just going to be a line of buses and taxi stands, and then there's going to be some eSIMs. We got 2 eSIMs, so I paid 200 baht for 15 days, and that gave us 30 gigs of data. Before arriving in Laos, I downloaded an app that I had heard about called Drive, and it's basically Uber. With that app in hand, I was basically given a quote from this train station into the center of town for about 84,000 kip, which is about 130, 150 Thai baht. Initially, we were being offered 200 baht per person, so 400 total. Once we took out our phone to open up the app and they saw the app, then they started negotiating. We negotiated for 150 baht to get into town, and now we're on our way to town. And that is our entire story as it currently exists.
That's it for our journey from Bangkok to Vientiane. Next time, we'll be exploring the capital of Laos and taking in the sights, sounds, and pace of life in the city. It's our first time here, and we're excited to see what it's all about. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.